Hi there, I'm Tanveer Gill, founder of Traycer.
And I'm Amitesh, a founding engineer at Traycer.
So today we're going to talk about the new Epic mode in Traycer. So we observed how engineering teams have been operating. So they're using ticketing tools to track their work. They're using documentation tools like Notion or Google Docs to track their specs. And they've been using AI either inside their IDE or inside their terminal to make sense of their code bases. Then when it comes to product planning, there's very little AI there. It's just using different tools. Today we are launching the new Epic mode, which is a convergence of these three different form factors into a single product surface. And we believe this is the best way to build products using AI. Can you tell us a little bit about how we achieved this in Tracer?
So workflows are central to how Epic Mode works. A workflow basically represents step-by-step approach that you as a human take while thinking through problems and developing those solutions. So consider the example of developing a feature end to end. So initially you imagine and think through the lens of a product manager, thinking through how the user story should look like. And then you strategize the technical implementation and finally implement and verify it. So you just bake this thought process into Trace's Epic Mode through a workflow where it involves first you thinking through the product requirements at the product manager level, then working through and strategizing the technical details at an architect level, then handing off the implementation to AI coding agents, and then just verifying the final output.
So the product actually works with mini specs, and at each mini spec, Tracer workflow actually asks you insightful questions which are relevant for that stage.
So this step-by-step approach that we take for this entire process allows us to interdirect and intervene at the right stages.
So we've been using Tracer internally, the new Epic mode to build Tracer, and we would love to show you how we've been using it, and let's take a look.
So here we use Tracer's Epic Mode to add a new feature to Tracer for exporting all the specs and tickets created in a particular epic as markdown files in the file system. So to start off, we gave it a prompt describing the feature that we wanted, and then it came up with a set of questions for areas which were underspecified in the initial prompt. So it asked detailed questions about the behavior and considered edge cases we did not previously in the prompt.
In fact, it even asked us like what to do if there's a name clash in the tickets or the specs, and how to handle that corner case, which we could have easily missed in the original prompt.
So then we proceeded with answering the questions. And once Tracer was happy with the updated requirements, it came up and proposed the next set of commands that we are required to proceed with the workflow. And so we executed the epic brief command, which condensed the basic problem into a lean document for further context. Further, then we proceeded with the core flows document, which documented the core user stories that were required for this feature.
And as you can see, like Tracer will use the right diagramming system based on the requirements. Like it can generate a wireframe if it's a user interface change, or in this case, it generated a mermaid diagram.
Then we further discussed these core flows, and once we were happy, we proceeded with the technical implementation for this particular feature. And so we drafted a technical plan for the same. And once we were happy with the technical high-level design for this feature, we proceeded to break down these specs into a set of implementable tickets that could then be handed off to coding agents for the final implementation.
And as you can see, each of these tickets, they come with a detailed checklist, which can be followed by whatever AI agent is implementing these changes. And as part of the workflow, the last step is actually to tally up the actual implementation against this checklist. And the workflow will actually highlight if anything is amiss or not aligned. Epic Mode is the most comprehensive tool out there to build products using AI. We would love you guys to try it out and give us feedback.